Once again, welcoming you all to the physics class by Jyoti Kumar. So in the previous classes, we were discussing about the topic, and in that topic, the basic properties of charge, and then after we discussed about the Coulomb's law and some more extra topics about the Coulomb's law and various factors on which Coulomb's law depends, limitations of the Coulomb's law. These all are the topics we have discussed in the previous classes. Okay, in today's class, we are going to start a new topic called electric field. So before we are entering into the electric field, so I want to discuss two questions which are much more important models and which will cover different problems in one problem. Okay, so that problems we are going to discuss right now. Okay, once after these two problems, we will go to the our new topic. So here, guys, a cube is given which is having 8 charges. Okay, but what is the force due to 7 charges on particular charge? That is our question. Okay, so we can draw the diagram here. The diagram will be okay. So okay, so this is given as a y-axis, and this is given as x-axis, and this is given as a z-axis. Okay, now here this point is given as a, okay, and the vertices were given. Okay, I mean, so I'm not writing everything because everything is detailed even in the diagram. So it is 1, 2, and this is 3, 4, okay, and 5, 6, 7. Now here, guys, these are the points. Now first of all, what is the formula to find? See, the formula for finding the force between two charges is F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square. But here if you clearly observe that this is a three-dimensional problem. For a three-dimensional problem, the force vector will be given by the formula K into Q1 Q2 by R1 minus R2 whole cube by R1 minus R2. This is the formula. R1 minus R2. This is the formula. Okay. So here R1 minus R2 we can find very easily. But R1 minus R2 whole cube is what? Guys, it is the effective distance between the charges. Okay. So first of all, we will find the effective distances between all the charges, and then we will go for the finding the individual forces. Okay, now first of all we will write it as, so we can write here first of all this is a point, okay, and we can write this a point a1, okay, next is a2 and a3, a4, a5, a6 and a7. Okay, so what is the a1? A1 is the distance from here to here, so it is a straight line, so we can write it as on a. Okay, and A2 is, if you clearly observe that it is a diagonal. It is a diagonal in the YZ plane. It is a diagonal in the YZ plane. So its value is equal to root 2A. Okay, so and third one is A3. So it is a three-dimensional. It is a three-dimensional like this. It is a three-dimensional vector. Okay, so its value is equal to root 3a. Okay, so initially we will get this value as root 2a. Okay, root 2a. So root 2a whole square plus a whole square. Ultimately our answer will be how much? Root 3a. And a4. A4 is also another triangle and its value is equal to root 2a. A5 is another one. A5, it is on the x-axis, so it is a, and a6, it is value is equal to how much, guys? Root 2a. Okay, and A7 is also once again, it is what guys? A, simply. So you need to first of all list out the distances. Okay, I mean R here, what is the formula? R1 minus R2 whole cube. So instead of calculating separate, I mean along with the problem, I have calculated all those, okay, before itself for better better understanding. Okay guys, now coming to the next point. So our formula is what guys? R1. So first of all, I'm considering the value for what? F1. I'm writing the value F1. F1 is nothing but force due to, force due to first. Force due to first. What is the actual formula? F is equal to, I can write it as KQ square by, okay. So here R 1 minus R2 whole cube mod. This mod is nothing but distance, and here it is R1 minus R3. Okay, so here these vertices can be represented. Okay, these vertices can be represented. Okay, one can be represented. So here first of all, we can write this point A. A is equal to, okay, so 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. Okay, and 1 can be written as 0 I plus 0 j plus a k. Second point can be written as, if you clearly observe that here it is, so which one it is having? Z is having as well as y. Okay, only x1 x term is 0, so we can write this as 0 I plus, okay, so 0 I plus aj plus ak, and similarly third one we will get as ai plus aj plus ak. Okay, and fourth one we are getting, what is the fourth one you can get guys? So fourth one is here, so it will be z and x, so we can write it as ai plus 0 y 0 j plus a k. Okay, and fifth one is equal to, fifth one is here, it is on the x-axis, so it is ai plus 0 j plus 0 k. Okay, and sixth one is equal to, you can see here, this is our point, so it is in the x y plane, so z is equal to 0, we can write here ai plus aj plus 0 k. Okay, and last one is seventh is lying on the y axis, so you can write it as 0 I plus aj plus 0 k. Those respective moduluses only, these a1, a2, a3, a4, okay, those modules. Okay, sorry. Fine. Okay, here the moduluses is there, na? These are the moduluses respectively. Okay, you need to first formulate like this. I hope right now you have a very clear idea. So R1 here, R1, our formula is what guys? R1 minus R2. So in all cases this is R1 and this is R2. R1 minus R2. So here you are getting what? Minus AK. Here you are getting minus AJ minus AK. Here you are getting minus A minus J minus K, minus AI minus AJ minus AK. Like that you should write all the forces. This is the down R1 minus R2 value. R1 minus R2 is equal to A, root 2A, root 3A, root 2A, like that. Okay, I hope you all understood. Now coming to the next step. Next step, what is our next step guys? We need to find out the values of forces. Okay, so first we find out the values of the vectors. Now we are finding the values of the forces. Okay, this is the most important model, guys. So first, in order to understand, it is little difficult, but when you start solving, you will enjoy the problem. Okay, guys. Now coming to, first of all, I'm writing F1, because F1 is nothing but force between A and first. So we already know the formula. What is the formula? K Q square by, so here what is the mod value? The mod value we got it as, so here it is number 1, so it is A, so it is value is equal to how much, guys? A square, sorry, a cube, and here it is how much, guys? Minus A K. Why here it is minus AK? So for first one, I am going to explain very clearly. For next onwards, you should take it on you. Okay, so I can write this as R1 is equal to 0. See, whatever the zeros are there, I'm neglecting. Okay, for first one, I'm explaining. So 0I plus 0J plus 0K, okay, minus. So we can write it as, it is how much, guys? 0I, okay, plus 0J plus AK. Okay, so when you apply minus, so this everything will get cancel, and only left is minus AK. So I can write the formula F1 is equal to KQ square by A cube. Okay, and here it is AK cap. Okay, minus A cap, or simply we can write it as minus KQ square A cube by AK. Okay, so here A and A will get cancelled, and ultimately our value will be minus KQ square K by A square. F1 value is equal to how much, guys? Minus KQ square K by A square. And similarly, F2 we will get it as, F2 is equal to, similarly we are getting it as, for how much, guys? KQ square by, here the value is, you can see for second one is here, so we are getting its value is equal to root 2 A cube, and here we are having what, guys? Here we are having minus, and here which we just obtained the value. What is the value here? This is in Z and Y. So here it is A into minus AJ minus AK. This is our value. Got it? Now once again, as we taken the common, similarly we can cancel up 1J, and ultimately what we are getting is KQ square by 2 root 2 A cube into A into, or simply minus, if you take here A into J plus K, that is A and A will cancel, and ultimately we will have the value, what we are having the value, guys? We can write minus KQ square by 2 root 2 J plus K. Okay, so similarly for third one, F3, for F3 we are having, okay, the space may not be sufficient. Okay guys, since I'm having very limited space, I'm directly writing the values, I'm not explaining all those, but I hope that you understood how for that, and I'm explaining for the third one. Okay, that is F3 can be written as, how much, guys? We can write it as KQ square by root 3A whole cube. Okay, root 3A whole cube, and here we are having minus AI minus AJ minus AK. Okay, from this all we can take out minus A common outside. What we left is minus KQ square A by 3 root 3A okay, into I plus j plus k. This is what we are left in. So this a and a cancel. What we left is minus k q square by 3 root 3 I plus j plus k. So this is how for one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional charges we are getting. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, now I will list out all the forces, then I will add up. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we are having what, guys? F1. F1 is equal to, you can see this is on where, on the z-axis. So we are having the formula minus k q by a square into minus j. Sorry, plus j. Sorry. It is k in the z-axis, na. So similarly, F2. F2 means what? What we are getting? Minus kq by 2 root 2 a square into, so here it is second one, it is in y and z, so it is j plus k. F3 is equal to minus k q square, this is k q square, k square by 3 root 3 a cube. Okay, I mean it will become a square. Okay, and here it is I plus j plus k. And similarly F4 is on the x and z plane. X and z plane means we are having minus kq square 2 root 2 a square, and we are having it is what, z as well as x, so it is I plus k. F5 is equal to, we are, it is on the x-axis, so it is we can write it as minus kq, and it is a square, it is on x, so it is I. F6, okay, F6 is equal to, here it is on x and y plane, we are getting minus kq by 2 root 2 a square into x and y, so it is I plus j. And last one is F7. F7 is on the y-axis, so we can write this as minus kq square. This all are squares, guys. Kq square by a square. Okay, and here it is a j cap. Clear, guys? I hope you understood. Now we what is the principle of superposition said? The force about a point is nothing but sum of individual forces. So F is equal to, F net is equal to equivalent F. F net is equal to equivalent F. So here I am going to, yeah. So I am writing the F7 on top so that I can use the space for calculation. So here F7 is equal to, we can write it as minus kq by a square into, here which one, it is j. Okay, so first of all our formula, guys, F net is equal to sigma F. So if you clearly observe that in all the formulas, what is common, guys? Kq by a square minus kq by a square. So I can write it as F net is equal to minus k q by a square is common. Okay, now k q, after that you can see first single terms. So single terms we can write it as what, one I is here, j is here, k is here. Is it right? So I can take out common those. So kq, so I plus j plus k. Okay, so I can write it as here I plus j plus k. Okay, so once again into 1. Okay. I mean, if I use the direct shortcuts, you may confuse directly. Okay, so we will go simply. Fine. Okay, so F net is equal to, we can write it as what, guys, here minus kq by a square into I plus j plus k. Okay, this is first one. Okay, plus, I mean, I counted it. If what are those, f1, f7 and f5 I added, plus, okay, minus kq by, here we are having what guys, 2 root 2 a square. Okay, in this we are having, if you clearly observe that, jk, ik, ij, j is twice, k is twice, I is twice, so I can write here as 2 into I plus j plus k. So this two will get cancelled. Okay, now plus, what we left guys, what we left, it is only this one, so that is minus k q square by 3 root 3 a square into I plus j plus k. Got it? So in whole the terms we can take out common minus kq I plus j plus k by a square, that is f net is equal to, okay, I'm sorry, so I think you were unable to see that. I hope you understood this point. The next point I will continue on the top. Okay, okay guys, so our final topic is what guys, so here f net is equal to, if you clearly observe that, what I can take common here from whole, minus kq by a square. In almost all the terms we are having the same. Okay, so we can write this as minus kq by a square, okay, into I plus j plus k. Okay, so these terms were there outside. Now what we left, just observe here, due to this it is only 1 plus, and here it is 1 by root 2, because kq by a square we taken only left, and plus we are having here 1 by 3 root 3, 1 by 3 root 3. So this is the net force acting on the point A. Okay, so f net is equal to, we can write that minus k cube by a square into 1 plus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 3 root 3, okay, I cap plus j cap plus k cap. This is our final answer. Sir, why it is negative? Because we choose, I mean, we taken the reference point from where, 0 comma 0 comma 0. If we are taking the point from this point, I mean a comma a comma a, that is r1 is equal to a comma a comma a, and r2 are the respective vertices. Then f net will be what guys? F net is equal to plus kq by a square into 1 plus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 3 root 3. Clear? So this is how we need to solve the problems in 3 dimensionals. In if a 3-dimensional problem is given, we have to solve the problem using the Coulomb forces in this way. Okay guys, hope you understood this question. This question is a very simple question, okay. Okay, so the very simple question but lengthy question. The only thing is you need to understand it is a lengthy question. Okay, hope you understood, and we will move to the next question. Yeah. So after solving the first question of today's class, everyone will think that next question is also similarly, but the next question is a very different and very simple. Okay, so here we are having an hexagon. Okay, hexagon is like this. Everyone knows hexagon will be. Okay. Yes. Okay, and it is having a side of L. It is having a side of L. Now, at the center, okay. Now, the numbering I can be given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6. Now, at all the, I mean, all these 5 plus Q, plus Q, plus Q, and here plus Q, and here it is plus Q. Plus charges are there. Okay. Now, see, read the question, guys. 5-point charges, each of volume plus cube, are placed on 5 vertices of a regular hexagon, okay, of side L meters. What is the magnitude of force on a point charge of value minus q placed at the center of the hex? Now, they kept a charge of minus q here. So now what is the force experienced in this state? That is our question, guys. Okay, so here we can give the two types of summaries. First, I am giving actual way, then I will tell you the simplest way. So first way is, if you clearly observe that if the particular point, I mean here they placed a minus q, so all the values of forces are going to concentrate here. Is that right? The I mean there is a force of with respect to this plus q. Here it experiences one force due to plus q, when one force here, one force. So here it will represent the force of whole system. Here it represents the force of whole system. Let the force at this point is capital F. Let the force at this point is what, guys? Capital F. Okay. So which represents the 5, okay, so F. Okay, now small f is the force between minus q and 6th vertices. Let capital F is the force of 5 charges, and small f is the force between minus 5 and 6th vertices. So in order to be in equilibrium, okay, so what we can write, F net should be equal to 0. That is, F plus F should be equal to 0. We can write it as F is equal to minus F. See, what is the magnitude of force on a point charge of value minus q coulomb placed at the center? So at this point, what is the force experienced? At this point, what is the force experienced? That is our question. So its value, I mean, how much force it is experiencing, the same force it will be experienced here or not? How much force? I mean, so here it is the force due to all. So that force and this force will be equal. Is it clear? So what we can write here, the net force should be equal to 0. So with respect to that, we are applying that. F is equal to minus F. Now this is which, guys? This is here, it is a plus q. Here it is a minus q. So we are getting the formula k into, after minus k into q minus q by, here it can be written as r square. Okay, so ultimately our answer is, r is nothing but distance between here. So ultimately our answer is kq square by r square. That's it. The force here, it is the magnitude of force on a point charge of value. So here it is how much, guys? Minus kq, kq square by r square. That's it. Okay, so here I said now this is the lengthiest process, but in simple process, what is the processor unity? See, first of all, this is a charge of a plus q plus q plus q plus q. Now when I keep a minus q, it will makes the system as equilibrium. So this one and this one in equilibrium. This one and this one will be in equilibrium. Okay, here this one is in equilibrium with this one, and this one is equilibrium with this one. Now this one is equilibrium with this one. So in order to counterbalance this, it required a force. How much force it required? That is kq square by r square. How much force it is experiencing here, the same force it should experience here. Then only it will be balanced. So you need to simply, this it is in equilibrium, you can cancel up. This is in equilibrium, you can cancel up. How much force it is acting here, the same force it should be represented here. In that way, you can able to solve this problem easily. It is called as divide and rule policy. See, the first case, you need to go through that. What is the force due to? I mean, you need to consider force due to the all the 5 charges will be capital F. Okay, it is acting at the center. So it is force of all 5 charges, and you need to get the force acting at the point is small f. From that, net force is equal to 0, and you need to write F plus F is equal to 0, and you should proceed. But here, what I am telling guys, this is in equilibrium, so these two get cancelled. This is in equilibrium, these two gets cancelled. Ultimately, whatever left is how much force in order to be in equilibrium. So how much force it is acting, the same force should act here. So based on this condition, this one and this one, so how much force is here, the same value should be here. So the problem is, the answer is how much guys? Kq square by r square. So this is how you need to solve the problem. Okay, I hope you all understood. Okay guys, I hope you understood these two problems. These two problems are some important tough problems, so that we have completed so far, and you can go through the exercises. As you can go through the exercises, you can find different types of problems. Okay, so now coming to the next point guys, it is electric field. Okay, so what do you mean by the word here, electric field? What do you mean by the word electric field? Electric field is a concept. Here, electric field is a concept which is used to demonstrate force at a distance. Electric field is a concept which is used to demonstrate force at a distance or action at a distance. See, we are having the different types of forces in, I mean, two types of forces. One is contact force, another one is without contact force. Okay, based on situations, these without contact forces were divided into different categories. So in order to demonstrate that, we are taking a specific one, we will call it as what? Electric field. So the technical definition for the electric field is the surroundings in which influence of the electric charge is felt is called as electric field. Okay, so the definition what guys? Electric field. Electric field. What is the definition? The surroundings in which the influence of electric charge is felt is known as electric field. Okay, so in vector quantities it is represented as, capital E bar. Okay, it is represented as capital E bar. Okay, and in terms of electric potential, it is represented as V. Okay, in terms of vectorical, I mean, as a vector quantity, it will represented as E bar, and as a scalar quantity is represented as electric potential. Okay, so this is also called as electric intensity or electric field intensity. Electric field intensity. Okay, and scalar one is electric potential. Okay, so this is how it will represent it. So E is nothing but the formula for the electric field. E can be written as E is equal to F by Q naught. F by Q naught. Okay, so it is nothing but the another definition. I mean electric field. I mean electric field intensity is see, electric field is the influence in which the surroundings of the electric charge is felt. Now what is this E bar? It is electric field intensity. Electric field intensity means the force experienced by the unit test charge. The force experienced by the unit test charge is called as electric field intensity at that point. Clear? So here this is the Coulombian force. Coulombian force. Okay, and this is the unit test charge. So force per unit test charge is called as what, guys? Electric field intensity. Sir, we not understood, sir. We are heavily confused, sir. Means, okay. So I'm going to explain one simple position, guys. For example, this is your charge. This is what, guys? A charge. Now, tell me, in its complete, it will throughout a sphere, it will produces the influence or not? These influences, I mean, these influences were separated by a small, I mean, it's by a border or not? So in this, at any point within this surroundings, what the influence of this charge is felt or not? This is called as what, guys? Electric field. The surroundings in which the influence of electric charge is felt is known as the electric field. Next term, electric field intensity. Electric field intensity means what, guys? Force experienced per unit test charge. So for example, at this point, what is the force experienced? At this point, what is the force experienced? So the net force experienced per unit test charge is called as what, guys? Electric field intensity. Sir, we not understood, sir. Please, sir, we want a very simplified notation, sir. So, okay, guys, I'm going to give you a very, very, very simple notation. For example, think that you are in the 8th or 9th or 10th class. Okay, so for example, you all are in 9th class. So tell me, when you are in 9th class, you are having a much fear of the principal or not? Yes, you are having a fear of principal. Okay, so for example, principal is in class. Principal sir is in class. How you will be? Very, very, very. Everyone will everyone is a Oscar artist right now. Everyone try to do the work more sincerely. Okay. Now the principal sir is outside the class. Okay, little less. Okay, acting will be little less. Now principal sir is in ground floor, your class is in third floor. Okay, no caring. Okay, so if principal sir is in out of campus, what you will do whatever you want. Similarly, here also the same point, Ganana. I mean, based upon the position of principal sir, how your behavior changes. Similarly, the influence will, I mean, the surrounding influence will also be like that. When the charge is very nearer to the, so right now think that, yeah, okay. For example, think that this is the principal sir. Okay, so principal sir is, and this is your test charge. Now very nearer is there. Okay, so principal sir is very nearer to you. So you will strictly obey the instructions of principal sir. Okay, now little bit far away, some laziness. Okay, I mean you will leave some amount. Now still far away, so some more, and completely far away, you won't know, you won't not at all care. So this is the point. I mean so here electric field means what? How the influence is, I mean how to how much area his influence is felt. Okay, I mean principal's influence is felt in how much area, that is electric field. Okay, and what is the electric field intensity at one point? How much is that electric field or the force per unit positive charge? That is called as electric field intensity. Okay, I hope you understood the point, guys. Okay, so this is a very simple topic, but it is a very crucial topic. Okay, so this is how we can explain the electric field. Okay, so here I hope you understood the electric field clearly. Okay, so okay, guys. So till now we just discussed the concepts of electric field and electric field intensity. Now we will discuss the some properties of electric field intensity. Okay, so I mean some properties of electric field intensity, or simply E bar. Okay, so here electric field intensity is represented as what, guys? E bar. So first of all, it is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Vector quantity means what? Which is having both magnitude and direction. Okay, now okay, so second one is for a positive charge. For a positive charge, the electric field is intensity is always outside. Electric field intensity is always towards outside. Okay, and for negative is towards inside. Sir, what is outside, what is inside? For example, this is a sphere of influence for the positive charge. It is always outside like this. Okay, and for the what negative charge, so it is like this. Okay, so for positive it is always away from the point charge, and for negative it is always towards the point charge. Okay, and the units are Newton per Coulomb. So we already know that now E is equal to what, guys? Force per Q naught, force per unit test charge. So we can what are the units here? Newton per Coulomb. So kg meter per second square by we are having what, guys? IT. I mean we can write it as A into S. Q is equal to, what is the formula? Q is equal to I into T. So charge is equal to I into T. So we can write it as ampere second. So we can write this as kg meter per A second cube. Okay, now this is the formula. Okay, or simply it is Newton per Coulomb. Okay, sorry, this is the what unit in terms of separate individually. Okay, now we can write the dimensional formula. So how to write the dimensional formula, guys? Here, so we know that m is equal to 1, and next L also how much? 1. Okay, and we are having time, t is equal to -3, and we are having the current, it is I power -1, I, or we can write it as so depends upon the representation. So m power 1, L power 1, t power -3, and I power -1. This is the dimensional formula. Okay, now the force, I mean next, force in the direction of positive charge, force in the direction of positive charge. See, for example, force in the direction of will be considered as a positive. Okay, so for example, if a positive charge is present, okay, so it is I mean both will be what? Positive. See, here the point is the force, I mean we just discussed that. Okay, so whenever it is away from that, I mean For positive charge it is away, and for negative charge it is towards. Okay, so the direction of the force by the positive charge, so for a positive charge it will produce a force or not? That force will be in the same direction for positive charge. The direction of force exerted by the charge will be in same direction as like of positive charge. Okay, and for negative charge force will be in reverse. Okay, see, the direction of force will be same as for the positive charge, and it is reverse for the negative charge, or reverse or opposite for the negative charge. So this is all the these all are the different rules for the different properties. We will just cross check. The properties of electric field intensity are, here it is a vector quantity, and its direction is same as that of force experienced by the positive charges. Okay, and electric field due to the positive charge is always away from it, while due to negative charge is always towards it. Its unit is Newton per Coulomb, and its dimensional formula ml t power minus t a power minus 1. Force on a positive charge is in same direction of electric field on positive charge, and in opposite direction on a negative charge. So F bar is equal to, we can write it as Q into E bar. So if Q value is negative, it will be opposite direction. It obeys the principle of superposition. So how we will get F is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 in Coulomb forces? We are having E bar is equal to, we can write, what is the formula, guys? We can write here E net is equal to E1 plus E2 plus so on. Okay, so if there is a few the surrounding is for example, we are having 4 charges, here one, here one, here one. What is the net electric field due to here? So E net is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3. That's all. This is how we need to. Okay, so like previously, here we are also following the principle of superposition. Okay, yeah. Next, so the golden key points you should keep in mind. Charged particle is an electric field, always experiences a force, either it is at the rest or in motion. So charged particle means either which is having positive charge or negative charge. It will always experience a force. It will experience a force whether it is in the state of rest or motion. Okay. Next, in the presence of dielectric, electric field decreases by a value 1 by epsilon r times. So we already know that. Okay, so when a dielectric is placed between, the force between them is reduces by epsilon r times. Similarly here, the electric field also decreases by 1 by epsilon r times. Okay, so that is one formula. And the test charge is always positive charge only. I mean, whatever the charge we are considering, I mean, I already said now, the force experienced by unit positive charge, so that will be always positive only. Okay, if identical charges are placed on each vertices of a regular polygon, then the electric field at that point, I mean electric field intensity at that point is 0. Okay, so if identical charges are placed at the surroundings of a regular hexagon, that due to all this, the center force, center electric field is how much, guys? 0. Okay, so how it is that we, in the coming classes we will discuss. Okay, so okay guys, so we will discuss the formula for the electric field intensity due to a isolated point charge. Okay, for example, consider a charge capital Q, okay, which is situated, another charge Q naught. Okay, consider capital Q and a small test charge Q naught at a distance of R. Okay, now this is the situation. Now Q will exert some force on Q naught. That force will be given by the formula F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q naught by R square. This is the formula. Okay guys, Now here the intensity of electric field E will be given by F by Q naught. E bar can be given by F by Q naught. So here the force value is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q naught Q by R square by Q naught. So Q naught will cancel, and what we left is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square and R cap. R cap is the direction. R cap will give you the direction of electric field. So here, for example, this point is A, and this point is, this test charge is P. Okay. So if Q naught is positive, okay, E bar direction is A to P. Okay, if Q naught is positive, E bar direction is A to P. If Q naught is negative, E bar is P to A. That is opposite. Okay, or simply we can write it as AP bar or PA bar, like this. So it will be opposite. Okay, so yeah, so I already said now, if Q naught is positive and this electric field intensity is in the direction of AP bar, and if Q naught is negative, the direction of electric field is in PA bar, opposite. Okay, so in some more symbolically we can represent like this. So here, yeah, this is your test charge, and it will be in this way, and this is test charge in this way, like this. Okay, so electric field. So here it is electric field. We can represent like this, minus Q. This is minus Q. Okay. Now this is how we will represent. Okay, and coming to the next point here. Now coming to the principle of superposition. Principle of superposition of electric field intensity. Okay, we can write this as E net is equal to E1 bar plus E2 bar plus E3 bar, so on. Okay, so here for example, this is one, this is like this. Okay, these are the 4 charges. Okay, so here we can write here Q1, Q2 and Q3, and here it is, I can write it as Q naught. Okay, so now we can write here as so it will exert the force in all the sides or not. So we can write here E bar, E1 bar is equal to, we can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 by R square R cap, R1 square R cap. E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q2 by R2 square R cap. And E3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q3 by R3 square R cap, so on. If you, so it is E cap is equal to E net is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3, so on, En. Clear? So this is how the formula we need to use for finding the effective or net electric field. Okay guys, so coming to the last topic of today's class. So I was not interested in extending the few more topics, guys, because the coming one is a very lengthy derivation and we required at least half an hour. So I'm not explaining that point because I don't want to make it bore by just taking the classes every day lengthy times. Okay, so the last topic for today's class is, tell me, is the charge whatever we are measuring, it is always stick to the one single direction? No, it might be two-dimensional. It might be three-dimensional based on the situation. For that purpose, we always consider a small element, then we are integrating that one in order to get the actual charge. Okay, so here for example, first case, I mean charge for a small element. Okay, charge for small element can be obtained. For example, here this small part is there, okay, and it is having a charge of dq. So when I integrate these boundaries, I am getting the whole charge or not. If I consider a small element and its value is equal to how much, guys? dq. If I integrate with the boundaries, I am getting the total charge present in this or not. So if for, I mean, what electric field intensity due to small part is equal to, can be given as E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Okay, and here integration of dq by r square. R cap is the direction. Clear, guys? Now here this is for what? Small part of a whole charge. Now continuous, I mean if we take for the continuous charge distribution, means if you clearly observe that this is a line. So if you take any part, if you take any single part, it will have the same cross-sectional area. This is called as what? Linear distribution. Okay, and or simply linear density. And if you consider surface, it is called as surface density. And if you consider three-dimensional, it is volumetric. Okay, so in regarding with the linear density, we can write the formula as E bar is equal to, we can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon okay, 1 by 4 pi epsilon sigma, and boundary is L0 to L lambda dl by r square. This is the formula for infinite line. Okay, so here the line is there. So what is this lambda? Lambda is linear density. Okay, linear density of charge. Similarly, for a two-dimensional, we can write E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. So here we are having area, okay, and here we are having sigma ds by r square. Okay, so similarly we can write here for volumetric. We can write E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon integration of volume, okay, sigma sorry, we are having rho dv by r square. So this is the formula for linear, this is the formula for two-dimensional, and this is the formula for three-dimensional. Or simply this is a linear direction, I mean in the straight line, and this is a two-dimensional means surface, and this is the three-dimensional means cube or rectangle, cuboid, like that. So these are the formulas we are using to find the electric field in various cases. So in today's class we have discussed only 2 points, Nana. The first point is electric field, then second point is electric field intensity. Okay, so and we have discussed 2 important model problems, okay, which every time confuses the students. Okay, so this is all today's class. In tomorrow's class we will start the new topic, that is electric field due to infinite line. Hope you all understood. Have a nice day. Take care.